yeah, to think that this is a 6th world title fight, it's almost pinch yourself moment. I think at the time I'd have been happy with one. That happened all the way back on Carnbrook, and the fact that we're still here, still picking up world titles, still doing it, still creating a legacy, it's nothing less than she deserves and nothing less than she's given to the sport. But it continues, and 2025 should be massive as well.
I'm going to come to Joe Gallagher. Obviously, we'll leave Natasha Jonas for last. Joe, when it comes to training and coaching someone like Natasha that's been in so many of these world title fights, unification fights, etc., how much is it you teaching new things, or rather just polishing all the things that Natasha has built over her career?
Natasha's always someone that's always wanted to make herself better. She's a worst own critic. Like I said, we'll go home, Natasha will look at this and she'll be annoyed with a few things, and I just think we've found a really good balance, a really good chemistry between the two of us. It's a very open relationship, an honest relationship. When I say she's bad, she's bad. She takes it on, and when she's good, she's good. I thought it was a very controlled, a very seasoned world champion type performance tonight. Didn't rush her work, showed composure, counter-punched well, and didn't really have to engage in firefights all the time, and that's what an experienced world champion does, and I think she showed them the experience over her last 7 world title fights, that she's got that experience now. So yeah, she's I've always said I'd love to train 10 Natasha Jonases, but like you say, she's a phenomenal athlete, fantastic person, and a wonderful mother.
How important is it to have in your gym and Champs Camp? How important is it to have someone like Natasha as a member of that stable, a pillar of that gym? How important is she?
No, usually, like a lot of them, they go through it. The generation of the gymnasium and the teams and the fighters that were there in the past have moved on, and Natasha all of a sudden becomes the most experienced, most titles, and she's there to pass on to the experience of like Jack Massey, who just fought recently about the big stage, and then for Mikey Tallon, who she manages coming through, and Clark Smith, and for the other fighters in and around her, she's someone that they go to, and yeah, she's a huge vital part of the machine. And I keep telling her to try and go and get a seconds license to come into the corners and that, but yeah, no, she's always there. The fighters always phone her, always for a bit of advice, and it's great to have someone. I think even like in football, there's always a leader in a team, and Natasha's the leader in our team.
Amazing. Natasha, I'll come to you for a couple questions and then we'll open it up. I'll start with an easy question, Natasha, just simply, how do you feel?
I feel good. I've got nothing to feel bad about. Yeah, I feel great. I've got another belt. Good end to the year, and we'll look forward to a busy next year.
You seemed very calm tonight, from the ring walk to when you were in the ring to in between rounds. Did everything just feel right tonight?
I think I got the balance right of just staying alert, staying focused, and listening to Joe. Not all the time, and he tells me when I'm wrong. But yeah, just being a world champion, and you know, feeding it off the what I was getting, and replying and trying to impose my strengths.
Amazing. I'll open it up to the crowd. Questions for Natasha Jonas, right in front.
As you talk sports, first of all, congratulations, Natasha. The question I wanted to ask you is, obviously, you're 40 years of age, you're a multi-weight...
Thanks for bringing that up.
Multi-weight world champion, been there, seen it, done it. What is it that kind of keeps you motivated when others kind of have retired, you know, by this stage of their career?
I still think I'm improving. I still think I've got a lot to give to the sport. And I've got a little girl that watches me, and, you know, I want her to see me be successful, what it takes to be successful, and have a strong, powerful woman as someone to look up to.
And when Lauren was in here, she made it vocal about how excited she was for that fight. So I just wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts heading into what seemingly seems like your next fight, and how do you feel like that plays out?
I feel like I win. I thought there was bigger fights out there for me. Ben and Lauren seem to think different, so you know, we've got the fight that we've got.
Natasha, firstly, congratulations. Just on Lauren, how big was it tonight, going into tonight, that you knew you had Lauren next year and that fight was agreed? Because obviously this year you've been quite frustrated that you didn't get back out in the ring after Mayer. How good was it knowing that you had a huge fight on the horizon?
I was just happy about having a good Christmas, to be honest. Not having to worry about weight, and you know, enjoy it with my family, because you know, I'm a big family person.
Obviously, just on Lauren, you always exchange words there in the ring. She said that was because of the remark you made about be careful what you wish for. Was that something that you thought about doing beforehand, or was that just something that come off the hook?
No, I don't think you can outwit a Scouser, so she tried to say a few funny things and I said a few funny things back.
And just one for Joe. Obviously, you've worked with Natasha now for a long time. You almost running out of ways to describe just how inspirational she is.
Yeah, you're right. I have nothing much left to say. Like I say,
There's a lot in the gym.
yeah, there's no love in the gym, but I've got to behave myself here. No, like you say, she's a phenomenal person, a fantastic ambassador for the sport of boxing. Listen, Natasha, everyone knows I want Natasha to retire. She's phenomenal. I've had to start calling her now George Foreman and Mrs. Foreman because of her age. It's fantastic and it's great when all things are going well, but with being an experienced coach and being in fights that you think father time catches up with you, and not to be negative or put anything in it, but it's hard sometimes for me as a coach to be involved with someone such a person like Natasha in such a brutal sport, and we're in the sport of legalised killing, and at the end of the day Natasha's a mother first and foremost, a woman and a huge ambassador, so it doesn't sit well with me sometimes, but she's a stubborn girl and she still wants to fight. She wants to fight her, and then she says her, and then Katie, and I'm like, oh, like, do you know what I mean? So I always tread carefully, and we've seen what this was, because no one knew really how Natasha was going to perform tonight. She'd been in the stables for the last 11 months, and everyone else is running out, so she went in there and she did well, so we'll go away, we'll sit down, we'll have a chat, and Lauren prices the fight, when we've got to do it, then we'll do it, but I'm looking at it more. Maybe some people accuse me of being a little bit too close, but I don't think no one, and I don't want anyone, I don't want Natasha and everything in the city. I've always said to go out on the high. Michaela Meyer, finish tonight, finish, please. Do George Groves, like Carl Frotch or George Groves, just go out on the high. Don't go out on the side. Now, I don't really want to see, Natasha will say it won't happen, but you never know, do you? Do you know what I mean? But I won't want it to go out in the way that it shouldn't go out, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Just sometimes that, so that's enough negative. Listen, she's done well. I'm really pleased with her. That's 5 world titles she's won for the city. I think she's the most successful fighter ever out of the city of Liverpool. She's been a brilliant ambassador for female boxing, her and Katie Taylor. And I was really glad that Natasha stuck it on Lauren a little bit in the ring tonight, because there's a lot of hype, and I just think it's got to get exposed very soon.
So just one more, Tasha. Obviously, it's been a year of frustration, but is the one big takeaway and positive this year that you managed to headline 2 shows in Liverpool after spending years kind of fighting on the road?
Yeah, I think every fighter wants to, you know, perform in front of their home fans and be in their own city, and I've managed to do that. There's been a big gap in between, but I've managed to do that. I'm very proud, like I said, I'm a very proud Scouser, and I represent the city and my family every time I step out into the ring, and I want to do them justice.
Tasha, in the build-up to this fight, you said multiple opponents that you'd like for the future. Joe Gallagher just said it there, that you're constantly talking about fights for the future, but do you think you'll know within yourself when it's time to call it a day?
Yeah, I think so. There's fights that will satisfy me, and you know, there's other fights in the way, so you have to do the fights in the way to get to the ones you want.
Is there still a bucket list? Is there still a tick list, whether it be in titles, opponents? What keeps you going? Just
the drive and the determination to fulfil what I think is my destiny and within this sport before I do finally listen to Joe.
Couple more. 5, 4, 3,
Just
2,
a big
1.
shout out to Nabsy to give me chicken and chips.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Champ has to celebrate. Oh, we got another one word here.
No.
Okay.
Thank
Champ
you.
has to celebrate. Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays. What a great 2024. Have a great night.